Marriage, misunderstood phenomenon. Marriage exists as an institution of exploitation and business-like deals. Marriage in its present understanding is not togetherness. The marriage has utterly failed to deliver what it meant to in the first place. All marriages begin in the name of religion with great expectations. This is hypocrisy. Without understanding the essence of human nature, the psychology of sex, the existential bioenergy, the religion have imposed this institution on man, and it has failed miserably. Probably the number of divorces will outnumber the number of marriages on any particular day. That is why no happiness comes out of it as a flowering. It cannot. Out of the roots of exploitation, know how ecstasies can emerge. I have never heard of any perfect marriage. Also, I have not heard of any marriage that has attained to ultimate flowering of love and the being. If there happens a flowering in any marriage, that will be rare. And on that basis, no generalization can be made. Ironically, they say perfect marriages are made in heaven. Nobody comes back from there, so maybe it is true. But what kind of marriage will those perfect marriages be? There will be no tension, there will be no individuality in the man or in the woman. They will never collide and they will never fight. They will be too sweet to each other, and too much sweetness brings diabetes. So you have to be careful of too much sweetness. Marriage is an institution that teaches man regularity, frugality, temperance, forbearance, and many other splendid virtues he would not need had he stayed single. It is not that traditional marriages alone have failed. Instead, the self-chosen marriages too have failed. Love marriage came into existence as a revolt against the traditionally arranged ones, but it is not going to survive. And the degeneration has already begun. In such marriage, love comes first, and then one day suddenly love vanishes. Apparently nobody knows the art of freeing love out of the quagmire of sex. Talking about sex or bringing a deep mystical understanding is considered a taboo. And even those who attempt it are the ones totally engrossed in the slush and quicksand of sex. It was neither in your hands to bring it, nor is it in your hands to keep it. The old marriage too failed, because the insistence was that you should love your wife, you should love your husband. It was a should. And you could not even conceive of how you could love. At the most you can pretend or act. But love is not a pretension or acting. You cannot do anything. You are absolutely powerless as far as love is concerned. The old marriage failed. The new marriage is failing because the new marriage is simply a reaction to the traditional marriage. New marriages did not emerge out of understanding. Instead, only as a reaction, a revolt. This is what we call love marriage, or more appropriately, the self-chosen ones. There is no one to blame for your choice. Again, in your understanding and upbringing, you blame the others for their failure and the problems. I repeat this. Again, in your understanding and upbringing, you blame the other for the failure and the problems. Marriage is a subtle politics of domination. Your fatherhood, motherhood is subtle politics. With marriage, love disappears completely. Marriage has made love disappear from the earth. The other considerations for marriage is arranged, money, finance, family, prestige and astrology. These are all absent. They have nothing to do with the heart of the two persons who are going to be married. All traditional marriages are astrologically verified to be success. That too has failed. So marriage is almost always a failure. Only in rare accident it is not so, but there are accidents and exceptions too. They cannot be counted. Marriage is always on the rocks because it is for wrong reasons. Only love can become the foundation of a real marriage. There is no other way, because there is no other way to find that your wavelength is exactly the same as the others, that you vibrate in the same way as the other. There is no other way to find out. One should marry only when one is wise enough. Marry only when you have understood the psychology of sex and also the dimensions beyond it as well. Marriage is not for young people. For young people is to fool around. Marriage is for those who have experienced life in many ways, who have seen all the colors and whole spectrum of it and are now ready to settle. I am not against arranged marriages, but certainly I am for love. If love becomes your marriage, it will be good and transcendence will happen through marriage then. However, do not expect that marriage can bring love. That is not possible. Vice versa is true. Certainly love can become a marriage. You have to work very consciously to transform your love into a marriage. Ordinarily people destroy their love. They do everything to destroy it and then they suffer. And they go on saying what went wrong. They destroy in the first place and then they do everything to destroy it. There is a tremendous desire and longing for love, but love needs great awareness. Only then it can reach its highest peak, the climax. And that highest climax is marriage. It has nothing to do with law. It is a merging of two hearts into totality. It is a function of two persons in synchronicity. Know this happening as marriage. But people try love, and because they are unconscious, although their longing is good, but their love is full of jealousy, possessiveness, anger, and all kind of nastiness. Soon they destroy love. Hence for centuries they have been dependent on marriage. Better to start by marriage so that law can protect you from destroying it. The society, the government, the court, the policeman, the priest, they will all force you to live in the institution of marriage, and you will be living just a slave. If marriage is an institution, you are certainly going to be a slave in it. Only slaves want to live in institutions. Marriage is totally different phenomenon. It is the climax of love. Then it is good. I am not against marriage. Certainly I am for real marriage. I am against the false, the pseudo that exists in the name of marriage and love. but it is an arrangement. It gives you a certain security, safety and occupation. It keeps you engaged, otherwise it gives you no enrichment or any kind of nourishment. I have never said that love is destroyed by marriage. How can marriage destroy love? Indeed, love is destroyed in marriage. Certainly it is destroyed by you and your understanding and conditionings, not by marriage. Love is destroyed by the partners. How can marriage destroy love? It is you who destroy it. Because you do not know what love is. You simply pretend to know. You simply hope that you know. You dream that you know. But you know nothing of love. Love has to be learned. It has to grow in you first. Love is the greatest art there is. In the East, India missed with arranged marriages, and the West is missing with free love. India missed love because parents were too calculative and cunning. They could not allow falling in love. That is too dangerous and nobody knows where it will lead. They were too clever, and through cleverness India missed all possibilities of flowering of love. In the West, they are too rebellious, too young, but not clever. Certainly they are too young and too childish to understand the sanctity of love. They have made sex a free thing. Love is made available everywhere. And certainly there is no need to go deep to discover love, enjoy sex and be finished with it. Through sex the West is missing, and through marriage the East is missing. But if you are alert, you need not be Eastern or Western. Love is neither Eastern nor Western. Go on discovering your love within you. And if you love, sooner or later the person will happen to you. Because a loving heart sooner or later comes to a loving heart. It always happens. You will find the right person. But if you are jealous, you will not find. If you are simply for sex, you will not find. If you live only for security, you will not find. Be a little aware before you are trapped. Marriage is a trap. Soon you will be trapped by the woman, and the woman will be trapped by you. It is a mutual trap. And then legally you are allowed to torture each other forever. Of course, financial security and alimony is guaranteed by the court of law in case things flop. Then there is no problem in going into it. If you are a woman, for this reason women go for the older yet rich companions so that financial future is secure. Sex can be fulfilled later as well. First be financially secure. Love and love as deeply as possible. And if you love, and if love itself becomes the marriage, it is another thing altogether different. If love itself becomes such intimacy that it is unbreakable, that is another thing. There is no legal sanction. Legal sanctions are needed only because you are afraid. You know that your love is not enough. You need the legal support for it. You know perfectly well that you can escape or the woman can escape. Hence you need the policeman to keep you together. But this is ugly. To need a policeman to keep you together, that is what marriage is, the future. Out of 100 marriages, 99 marriages is just licensed prostitution. They are not marriages. Out of 100 marriages, 99 marriages is just licensed prostitutions. They are not marriages. A marriage is only a real marriage when it grows out of love. Legal, illegal does not matter. The real thing that matters is love. If love exists between two persons, it is blessed. If love does not exist between two persons, then all your laws put together cannot bridge them. Then they exist separate. Then they exist apart. Then they exist in conflict, always in war, and they create all kinds of troubles for each other. They are nasty to each other, nagging to each other, yet possessive of each other, violent, oppressive, dominating and dictatorial. In a better world, with a better humanity, things will be different. In a better world, the children born out of love will not be called bastard. In a better world, the children born out of love will not be called bastard. The child only born out of license, law will be called bastard. Love affairs have been failing miserably and parents feel very happy. People inquire, look into the West, love affairs have been falling. Then why are you against marriage? They ask me. Love affairs are failing because first the marriage was arranged by the astrologer, then it was arranged by the parents, and now it is arranged by biology or the instincts. You suddenly feel that you like a woman, but you never know how long this is going to last. You are not even aware why you like her. You are not even aware of what it is in you that likes her. You are not even aware of what it is in you that likes her. Maybe it is just her hairstyle. Now you are going to get married to a hairstyle. Love has captured you in the moments of your instincts or unconsciousness. You can get married, but tomorrow morning, when you see her hair disheveled, you will be at a loss. Is this the same woman I fell in love with? How long can you be interested in hairstyle? Soon you will be fed up. The same hairstyle again and again, the whole day, 24 hours a day. People are falling in love because of a certain man has a certain type of nose. People are falling in love with fragments. Nobody is bothered about the totality of the person. And the totality is the vast thing. The nose does not count much. After 2 days you will not look at it at all. Or the color or the shape or the proportion of the body. All these things are very minor and short-lived. The real thing is the total functioning of the person. The total being of the person. And that can be experienced only when you live together out of love and understanding. Only this much on love, on marriage, the misunderstood phenomenon.